Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Fun Size, and today we're going to be taking a look at the newest EZAs that are going to be coming to Dokkan, which are the EZA Int Gotenks that transforms, as well as, I believe, four other sub EZAs. Yeah, four of them. One, two, three, four. Yep. All right, so let's dive in. Let's jump in. Let's see what he does. So we have special pose category, key plus 4, HP attack and defense 170%. Then, or youth category, key plus 3, HP attack and defense 170%. Okay. Then we have raises attack for 1 turn, greatly raises defense for 3 turns, and causes immense damage to the enemy. Okay, not horrible, right? Not bad. But this is just in base form, right? So then we have key plus 2, attack and defense 200%, plus an additional attack 50% when performing a super attack, high chance of launching an additional super attack, high chance of evading enemies' attack. Okay, so we got a 50% chance to dodge, including super attack. Chance of evading enemies' attack plus 10% within the same turn after evading an attack. Okay, so that means he does, every time he dodges, he gets essentially another roll, right? Just like UI Goku. But instead of 7%, it's 10, okay? So let's say if he dodges twice in a turn, then he has essentially 3 chances to dodge if you gave him some in the hidden potential. So he would have the 50%, then he would have the secondary roll, which if he's already dodged before in the turn, which let's say if he did dodge twice, he would have a 20% chance to dodge, and then he would have however much dodge you gave him in the hidden potential system, just like UI Goku. Now, let's see. 10% within the same turn after evading an attack, yep, plus an additional defense 50% when performing a super attack for 1 turn from the start of character's entry turn, transformed when conditions are met. Okay, so that is what he is in base form. Now in Super Saiyan, we have raises attack for 1 turn, greatly raises defense, 50% now, hold on, greatly raises defense for 4 turns, and causes immense damage to enemy with a great chance of stunning the enemy. Then his passive now reads, key plus 2, attack and defense 250%, plus an additional attack 50%, high chance of an additional attack 50%, and medium chance of performing a critical hit when performing a super attack. Great chance of launching an additional super attack, high chance of evading enemies' attack, including super attack, chance of evading enemies' attack plus 20% within the same turn after evading an attack, and high chance of recovering 30% HP starting from the 4th turn. This is pretty interesting. That's pretty interesting, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, a high chance, so a 50% chance to recover some HP. Then, instead of only a 10% chance to dodge, he now has a 20% every time he dodges. So, essentially, again, the 3 rolls that he could dodge. So this is really good. We like that, as well as him getting a great raise to his defense for 4 turns. Okay. Okay. And then a medium chance to crit when performing a super attack. Okay. And then great chance of launching an additional super attack. I mean, honestly, he's not bad. I mean, he's getting defense. He's got a really good chance to dodge. I mean, if we're rocking dodge and additional on him like normal, like we should be, right? I think he'd be pretty decent. At least minimum he's decent, right? But we haven't even seen the last form yet. So let's go ahead and check out the Super Saiyan 3 form. So it greatly raises attack and defense for 4 turns, okay? And causes immense damage to the enemy with a great chance of stunning the enemy. So that's a 70% chance. Excellent, okay? Now, I will tell you, these abilities, with as far as like them being attached to the super attack, they're not really useless anymore, especially with like within certain fights. You can stun some of these bosses nowadays, right? Like that's great. You love to see like that part of their passive actually being utilized versus it being completely trash, you know? So that's good. That's really good. So the passive now reads, key plus 3, attack and defense 300%, plus an additional attack 100%, and high chance of performing a critical hit when performing a super attack. So that's a 50% chance to crit now. Launches an additional super attack. Okay, so he just gets that for free now. Great chance of evading enemies' attack, including super attack. Okay. And then chance of evading enemies' attack, including super attack, plus 20% within the same turn after evading an attack. Performs a critical hit for 1 turn from the start of character's entry turn. So basically, what you're saying is he's going to be hitting really hard because 300% plus an additional 100%, and a chance to perform a critical hit is at 50% at baseline. Once he's Super Saiyan 3, I feel like he's actually quite good. He's pretty good. And then he's getting a great raise to his attack and defense for 4 turns. So that means he's just like Gogeta in that sense, right? Or like the best way I can put this, if he supers, the next time he comes back, his stats are going to be raised, and then he raises them again for that turn, right? And then if he's supering more than once, which he is, it just keeps going. It just keeps getting more ridiculous. So he's going to be hitting really, really hard. And then on top of that, if you built him dodge, which you should, he has the 3 chances to dodge, which a 70% chance to dodge here, plus 20% every time he does dodge. And then however much hidden potential dodge you give him, which you should be giving him quite a bit now because there's no reason not to, literally dodge an additional for this guy. And then when he comes out, he performs a critical hit from the first turn. Just guaranteed crits. So let's say if you gave him additional as well, and he supers 3 times, all those are crits, all of those are raising his attack and defense, and I say he's really good. He's really, really good. I like him. I like him a lot, especially because of all of this ability to dodge. Yeah, he could potentially be a dodge or die. However, like, the thing about him is because he has that extra 20%, that matters as far as dodge goes. Because UI Goku, we thought that he had good dodge. Nah. This guy has even better dodge than UI Goku does, in my opinion. Because yeah, he has a 77% chance plus the 7% every time he does it, and then the hidden potential as well. But we're seeing even higher than that now as far as baseline what you get every time you dodge, which is crazy. So 70% and then the 20% just as another roll, which then stacks endlessly until, you know, if let's say if you dodge 5 times in a turn, you're at 100% chance to dodge. Like you literally can't be touched at that point because there's no limit to it. From what I see here, like there's nothing. You dodge 5 times, that's it. You have 100% chance to dodge now, with a 50% chance to crit, and you're giving yourself attack and defense with every super. He's really good. I like him. I like him a lot actually. That EZA is gonna be pretty good. Unfortunately, I don't think I have him, but for those of you that have him, he should be very exciting. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the EZA physical SS2 Gohan, which honestly, it's this guy right here, right? I never thought that he would actually get an EZA, but it looks like they're going to give him one, which is cool, I guess. I mean, I'm sure everybody has that guy rainbowed. Max SA from pulling him on numerous banners, but let's take a look at his details. We have greatly raises defense for 1 turn, causes supreme damage to the enemy, and raises attack for 3 turns. Attack and defense 180%, Ki plus 1, plus an additional attack and defense 60%, up to 180%, per Defenders of Justice or Exploding Rage category ally on the team. Self-excluded. Performs a critical hit when there is a Majin Buu Saga category enemy, plus an additional attack 180%, and reduces damage received by 30%, and if HP is 30% or less from the start of turn, recovers 50% HP once only. When there is an extreme class enemy, launches an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack. Well, only 30% damage reduction, and then he greatly raises defense for a return. Okay. I mean, it's nothing crazy. I mean, I can't say that he's like completely fodder, right? But at the same time, he's nothing to write home about. He's nothing crazy. He's not really doing, he's not even really meant to do damage like that, right? So I mean, if okay, let's look at it like this, right? If you were a beginner and you needed someone, this might work for you, right? Like if you just needed someone on special pose, or Defender of Justice. Oh yeah, I believe that's what it is. Defender of Justice or Exploding Rage, right? I think he could potentially work, but nothing crazy, right? Nothing too crazy. But it's cool that they did give him an easy A after all this time, right? Okay, so let's move on to Easy A Physical Ribrianne. The giant form, Ribrianne, here we go. She can go into giant form and all that goodness. Let's see what you got. Those causes supreme damage to enemy and raises attack and defense for 6 turns. Okay. Okay, I mean, all right, all right. Attack and defense 80% when performing a super attack, plus an additional key plus 1 per key sphere obtained. Randomly changes key spheres of a certain type, physical excluded, to rainbow key spheres when there are 2 or more Peppy Gals category allies on the team, plus an additional attack and defense 22% per key sphere obtained, plus an additional attack and defense and chance of evading enemies' attack, including super attack, plus 22% per rainbow key sphere obtained, up to 88%. Launches an additional super attack with 3 or more rainbow key spheres obtained, turns into giant form when conditions are met. Cool, I guess. I would say the best part about it is, what was that last part? Or hold on, let's see. Plus an additional attack and defense and chance of evading enemy super attack, including super attack, plus 22% for every rainbow key sphere. I like that. That is actually pretty good. That's good. And then she rainbow key I can't talk. She rainbow key sphere changes into except for physical, right? So I mean that could be decent. That could be decent. She could go on a tournament participant team for sure, right? And just make her a slot 3. That's doable. That is doable. I mean, she's not really doing anything else other than rainbow orb key changing, and she's gonna use quite a bit of those orbs. However, I mean, she might be able to do some things, especially on the Peppy Gals team. Peppy Gals team, universe participants. I mean, I think she could do something, right? She's not completely useless as she was before. So she could be a dodge or die, but that's okay. She's not meant to be crazy anyway. But it's cool that they gave her an easy A. Okay, this is actually one of the easy A's that I thought that they were gonna do when Topo came out, and guess what? Here he is. Here he is for the easy A. So it is this guy, the Int Pride Trooper Topo, right? So he gets his sub easy A. Let's take a look at what it is. Raises attack and defense for 1 turn and causes supreme damage to the enemy, and greatly lowers attack and defense. That is actually pretty significant as well nowadays with some of these other bosses, right? That can actually be affected on super. So attack and defense 110%, plus an additional attack and defense 110%, and key plus 1 at start of each turn up to 3 when there is 3 or more Universe 11 category allies on the team, plus an additional attack and defense 110% when performing a super attack, and guards all attacks when there is another Universe 11 category ally attacking in the same turn. Performs a critical hit when all allies attacking in the same turn are Universe 11 or Special Pose category enemies, or excuse me, category characters, and then Universe 11 or Special Pose category allies, key plus 3, attack and defense 50%, and chance of performing a critical hit plus 11%. Ooh, okay. This is what we wanted him to be. We wanted him to be a support for these guys, right? Because then now you can throw this guy as a floater and potentially give everybody a chance to crit, attack and defense 50%, and 3 key, right? For characters who belong to Universe 11, Special Pose. Oh man, that could be good. That could be good. And then he guards too. Mm. Mm. Okay. Okay, that's not bad. That's actually not bad. Okay, wait, let me read over this really quickly again. Performing a super turn. Yeah, perform the critical hit for all allies attacking in the same turn. I mean, yeah, but he's nothing like super duper crazy. But the fact that he guards when there's another Universe 11 in there, that's good. and then he's raising attack and defense for the turn. Okay, that's not bad. Could he still die? Probably. Yeah, he probably could still die. But I mean, he is supporting. You know, he's a decent support. I mean, he's definitely going to be built full dodge, but you know, he's not horrible. Most certainly not horrible. Dodge and guard are not bad. You know, we understand how good dodge and guard is, right? But nothing too crazy, right? Nothing like that's gonna like break the bank or break the game or nothing like that. But he's definitely not horrible. He could be much worse. He could be without guard. He could be without dodge or anything like that, and he'd just be awful. And that could be like a 30% attack and defense. Like, come on, dude. Let's be real. But no, he's not bad. He's not bad. Okay, and then this guy's really old as well. The AGL SS Gotenks, right? So let's take a look at what he's got now. So we got greatly raises defense for 1 turn and causes supreme damage with a high chance of stunning all enemies. Attack and defense 150%, plus an additional attack and defense 150%, and performs a critical hit when facing only 1 enemy. Okay. Sure, dude. So he's just got guaranteed crits fighting 1 guy. All right. Plus an additional defense 150% and launches an additional super attack when facing 2 or more enemies. And then time limit category allies, key +3 attack and defense 50%. Excellent. Plus an additional attack and chance of evading enemy's attack, including super attack, plus 10% with each attack performed up to 50%. He's not bad. He's actually not bad. Especially with some of these fights where it goes from two or more enemies, right? And then it switches over to 1. I think this guy's actually not bad. And then since he greatly raises defense, and then, I mean, besides that, he's getting a 50% chance to dodge once he's attacked 5 times, which isn't the craziest condition, right? We could go with a little bit better than that, but I mean, the fact that he can get up to a 50% chance to dodge, I think that is sufficient, as well as being able to build him full dodge as a support that is going to be doing crits all the time. And then on top of that, if he's going against more than 1 enemy, or excuse me, more than like facing 2 or more, right? So more than 1 enemy, he's going to be additionally supering, right? It's a guaranteed additional when facing 2 or more enemies, and then he's 50% supporting plus 3 key, and then every time he attacks, he gains 10% until he's at 50% chance to dodge. I mean, I think he's actually decent. Like, in the beginning, he might be a little iffy, a little fraud alert, right? Maybe. But again, dodge an additional. Give him some little trickle of additional, whatever you have left over, but mainly dodge. And then he could do work. He could do things for sure. Like, he's not useless. He's actually pretty good. But that is all of the EZAs, or the main EZA, which is the Gotenks, as well as the 4 sub EZAs. Let me know what you guys think of all these characters. I know this video's kind of long, but I wanted to go through everybody here. But again, let me know what you guys think. And if you guys enjoyed the video, please don't forget to drop a like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff for me. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.